Out the world. Erik Haaland here with David Walters Yachts. You'll see behind me my newest listing. This is the 2004 Hylas 46 Southern Cross. This is a very, very unique Hylas 46. She is literally one of a kind. Out of the 75 hulls built, there's not one like her. So we're going to give you a really special tour today of this unique boat. She is for sale. She's just had a ton of upgrades through a major refit. And I tell you what, she is ready to go sailing tomorrow anywhere in the world. So join with me now. Let's take a look. All right. So starting here on the outside of Southern Cross, we can see that she's just gleaming. She's just had a full detail and brand new bottom paint. So she's all set to stay in the water for the next couple of seasons. We can see here the custom arrangement of the sail plan. I'll go into detail about that here in a little bit, but it's quite unique. It's one of a kind for a Hylas 46. And those of you that may have a Hylas 46 already, you'll see what I mean by the forestay arrangement. So more about that soon. But she's all gorgeous. She's all dolled up. She's all ready to go. So let's aboard. Okay, we're going to start our deck tour up on the bow here. So a different arrangement than you see on other Hylas 46s. This has all been customized, and this is all was done at the factory. So a few things to note here. Have your Genoa furler, your port and starboard bow rollers. And you see that hole there. Isn't that interesting? What's that for? Well, that is for that 7.5 foot long titanium bowsprit, not carbon fiber like you see on some boats, but titanium. Super strong, super durable, and extra light. Now that's for the code zero. And there's extra pad ice here on the sides of the bow. You can't quite see from this angle to give it extra structural rigidity and a bobstay. So what you've got is a true triple headsail sail plan. So imagine out there you'd have your code zero hoisted. It would be up there permanently. And so you can control everything from the cockpit, no matter what kind of condition you're in. So you've got your port side primary anchor there. So that's a loom or claw anchor. You got your windlass there. You've got your bow stainless steel plate, and then this is your staysail. Now, typically, that staysail would be back here. It's been moved up here. This is a factory change to the sail plan where the staysail was moved forward, and also it was moved up. So it's higher up on the rig than before. What that gives you is an actual working jib and staysail setup. And at the same time, the traditional two anchor locker hatches, which would have been right here side by side, are gone. Now there's access to the sail locker. And you actually have a sail locker, which Hylas 46s do not have. So this is the only one with a real sail locker like you would see on a Hylas 54, 56, or a larger boat. And there's still an anchor locker. It's a hatch right here that gets into the anchor locker. So really great addition there. And then, like very many offshore-minded people, they like to keep their dinghies up on the bow and not on the transom davits. So that's just a lot of people's opinion that the davit, that dinghy hanging a davit to the back of the transom while doing a transoceanic crossing can be a little bit dangerous. So they put it up here instead. So moving the staysail forward also allows you to have the tender up here. It also allows you to have the hatch open while you have the tender on deck. So great setup. Now there's a custom set of chocks under here to hold the tender rigid. This thing is not moving. It's also a brand new high field. So you got a brand new high field tender, and there's a brand new Yamaha outboard on the back there. Just looking back at the mast here, I'm going to try and block the harsh Florida sun for a little bit. But you see there's two whisker poles on this rig. So there are two side-by-side whisker pole, port and starboard. Great setup for offshore. You have doubled up halyards on everything. It's a very stout rig, traditional stack pack mainsail. It's a boat built to go offshore, go cruising. So you do have a lot more rigging. Obviously, there are more lines on this boat. There's and all this is because the boat's design purpose. You know, it's there are boats designed to go cross 50 miles to the Bahamas. There are boats designed to go cross oceans. This boat is designed to do both of those things. You can see here we have adjustable jib cars from the cockpit. Normally they're fixed. You have to hold the pin hand by hand. This one, you can do it all from the cockpit. You have twin furling lines right there. You got your life raft. And then check that out. Isn't that nice? You have a custom stainless steel and armored Lexan hard dodger. You don't see that on another Hylas 46. And I mean, you've seen hard dodges before on some boats, and a lot of them are really homemade and, not that aesthetically pleasing. This one actually looks really good, and it matches with the stainless steel frames, of the other windows on the boat and all the other port lights. It even has a manship forward opening hatch here, just like the other manship hatches on deck. So it's a really beautiful setup. They did such a good job installing this. You even got these flush fasteners up here. Just really, really well done. And of course, the protection afforded is just incredible. If you're out there 3 weeks crossing over to Fiji, storms come up, that kind of thing. Traditional canvas might get marred or might deteriorate along the way. This is not going anywhere. It's got a great handhold right here. It does not flex. This is not moving. It's not going anywhere. What a great job they did there. And then you have this hard bimini here over the helm. You've got two solar panels mounted on top. It's extra strong. I mean, this thing is beefy, just like its brother up here, the Dodger. It's well done. There's a connector piece that goes in here, extra canvas that slides in here, so you can have a full surround canvas enclosure in the cockpit. You can see here that we have a lot of the lines for the mainsail. So the main halyard and all three reefs come back to that electric winch right there. That's really nice to have. You have your cockpit instrumentation, cockpit cushions, cockpit table, your new autopilot. It's a brand new Simrad autopilot and a brand new BNG chart plotter there. You have your auxiliary panel for your deck switches, your running lights, that kind of thing. See, all your control lines here come back to the cockpit, including the runners. You can see the runners are deployed right now. There's even a tag here that when you bring the runners down, you can, from the cockpit, drag the runner forward and hold it up against the rigging. So you don't even have to leave the cockpit to put the runners away. It's such a fantastic setup. See the stack pack there, and the strong track on the back of the mast. Moving aft here, we've got port and starboard seating. These are just clipped in place. You can take them off when you're not using them. Built-in cup holder. That's really nice to have, of course. Your port and starboard lazarettes. There's also the transom lazarette right there. Extra cleats mounted, port and starboard. So you got an extra two cleats there. You've got an extra two cleats here, and you got your extra cleats up here. So on the transom, there are 6 identical cleats mounted in various positions. So whatever you need to do, if you're med mooring, if you're rafting up with other boats, depending where you are in the world, everyone's got different dockage requirements. It's really great to have. See, we've got a new Starlink antenna right there, single sideband, radars on a swiveling mount right there, up on the backstay. See the stack pack there, lazy jacks. Now, this is a real sailor's boat. This is a boat that's designed to go out there, go sailing, do it safely from the cockpit. There's virtually no reason to leave the cockpit for anything when you're going out sailing except to take the cover off the stack pack, and you're going to do that before you pull up anchor anyways. I'm stepping into the cockpit here. The idea of the space. I like the fact that it's got actual teak boards at the bottom instead of the grates like some boats have. The teak just feels good under the feet, and the teak grates can rock back and forth, make some noise once in a while. Really protected here. You sit down under the Dodger, got a built-in lighting here. Open that hatch up, plenty of ventilation when you're down the islands. Close it when you go offshore. I feel very protected here. Even being someone who's fairly tall, sitting down, I still have a few inches of headroom above me. So leaning back on a pillow when I'm, just on watch here, monitoring systems, really great setup. See the engine controls right there. Coming back around to the helm. There you go. The BNG chart plotter, Simrad control. It's got a great view forward. I mean, the Dodger's at the perfect height. I can see over it just fine. Just even at the dock here, I've got great ventilation coming through with the breeze is actually out in the west today because if you look at the date of this video, Hurricane Aaron is passing by Florida. about 450 miles that direction. She's heading north now. So she's passing us by, but the breeze has shifted. It's no longer a typical southeasterly. Now it's a westerly because of this. But what a beautiful day here in South Florida. About 95 degrees with a heat index of 105. So definitely a warm day. So welcome below on Southern Cross. Now, as I mentioned before, that this boat is a very custom Hylas 46. So to give you some changes you've seen here, mostly in the forward part of the boat. But I just want you to see here the amount of space of a German Frers design Hylas 46. It's really, really a great couples cruiser. So starting here in the saloon, you can see we've got a wraparound dinette here with this sliding chair. This is on a set of rails here. So this easily comes out when you need to sit an extra person or two and then hides away when you don't need it. The table is fixed. There's storage beneath and then there's removable cover here. And there's a folding drop leaf on this side. Now, a lot of people might say, well, I wish I had more sleeping space. I wish I could drop that table down. But wait, there's more. So this back of the settee flips up horizontally. And it has leg cloths down here and up here. So you can sleep two people right here. On this side, this settee pulls out like normal, but this one also flips horizontally. So you can sleep up to four people in the saloon while underway, or depending on which tack you might be on, high side, tell people, off watch, that kind of thing. It just makes it a much more versatile use of the saloon. And you can see that the settee wraps around here. It's a really nice setup. Plenty of storage. You've got these two lockers here. There's storage all behind here. Storage under here. We flip around here. There are three lockers here. There's more storage behind here. There's more storage under here. There's storage inside the bench here and a storage in the table, like I mentioned. So there's a ton of room for all your accoutrements, your galleyware, spare extra food, supplies, you name it, it's there. So we're gonna come back here to the nav station really quick. You can see that there's a pass-through right here into the aft shower. Great when you're going off watch, great place to dump your foul weather gear. See, there's been a lot of upgrades done here. So we have a recent B&G chart plotter. We've got a Meritron digital display. Now this is NEMA 2000, so it's tied into electronics. It's also tied into the engine. So you can see we've got engine oil pressure, coolant temperature. You can monitor the engine from down here or in the cockpit. See, we've got a generator control, our VHF, our shore power selector generator or shore connection. And the boat has a Victron inverter. So this switch is no longer in use. This one is what controls back and forth and everything goes through the inverter. So it provides very nice and clean, very safe power. The boat even has its own inverter specifically for a 200-volt outlet that has US and EU type style plugs and USB connections. So you can have, worldwide power connectability on this boat, which is fantastic. Over here, we can see the touchscreen for the Victron system. So we've got solar panels aboard, we've got an inverter, we've got 960 amp hours of lithium batteries. So it's a great system for going off the grid and having all the power needed. See, there's a flat screen TV there on the bulkhead. Got a beautiful headliner. There's beautiful teak framed hatches here. The teak frame port lights all are in excellent condition. So you've got the companionway here. The companionway board's got a built-in bug screen. On the outside, there's a plexiglass slider that can go in as well to keep out any moisture. See the companionway steps there. We've got the galley counter. Nice deep dull basin stainless steel sink. A recent mixer. Opening port light here for the cockpit. Brand new microwave, stove, and oven. Look at that. Just in brand new condition. Everything looks fantastic there. We've got a refrigerator and a freezer, tons and tons of storage, knife storage here, trash can that slides out there. The storage is just abundant and it just keeps going and going. You've got the water heater right there, so it's easy to access and service if need be. Going into the aft cabin here. Now, this is typically the master cabin. So you've got a center line queen berth, storage drawers beneath, more storage behind. You can see a couple nets back there. There are 4 opening port lights and a very large opening deck hatch above. And the deck hatch does have the ocean air screen and shade built into it. Nice settee on this side, hanging locker behind the door. Another large hanging locker, multiple fans. Now this, on most House 46s, is typically another hanging locker, but in this case, it's actually where most of the house electrical equipment is installed. So you've got your multi-plus inverter up there, your Lynx BMS, you've got your solar controller, and then you have down here your 2 lithium batteries. So this is 960 amp hours each. I'm sorry, total for both batteries together. So plenty of power out of those 2 batteries. You see the shunt back there. Now, this area is also designed if you had spare parts and bins, you could stack them on top of the batteries as long as there's plates in place here to not allow any kind of shorts to occur, that kind of thing. Or you can convert the locker to other use. But this is great access here to a lot of your plumbing and that sort of thing from the engine. You can see the vented loops right there for the engine exhaust. You can see here some parts here for the generator. So lots of great access. And as it is, you already have 2 very large hanging lockers on this Hylas 46. Moving here into the aft head, see we have a manual Jabsco flush head. We've got storage behind the mirrors here, nice large sink. We have a separate shower here with curtain. There is space in here if you needed to or wanted to install a washer dryer unit. You certainly could. This boat does not have one installed right now. It's being used as a linen closet, but of course, feel free to do so. We're going to take a little walk up here. You can see that there's a Dickinson propane heater. So great for those higher latitude adventures or those cooler mornings in Maine. You might want to be utilizing that. We'll go up into the forward cabin here. So see, we've got pretty standard pull and berth on the port side. Now with the house batteries being aft, this opens up all the space under the berth here for storage. There's a ton of storage under this bed. You can see here that there is also a pipe berth. Right now, it's hidden away in this little locker right here. But when you pull it out, you can sleep another person in this cabin if need be. And it has leak cloth. So the amount of space for sleeping people is just over the top. This boat was designed to go offshore. We've got another couple large lockers here. There's one behind the door and another one here. There's also a mirror behind that door. Very nice. And then we come into the forward head. Now, this is a wet head. There's a couple of mirrors there. There's your toilet. Another storage locker. Now, what's very unique about this Hylas 46, and this is the only one with this feature, is this is access into the sail locker. So I'm going to go ahead and open that right there. And there you go. You don't see that on another Hylas 46. So there's your deck hatch right there. That hatch right in front of us, that white one that gets us into the chain locker. That bulkhead up there is watertight bulkhead. So you have a collision bulkhead. But you just have a ton of space here in order to store all your cruising gear. And if you needed to get in here while offshore or, using it as a workroom or such, you certainly could. So great access all around. You've got built-in lighting, 2 lights there. Just really nicely set up. And of course, you can get to it from the deck as well. Pivoting around, we're going to go back and take a look at the heart of the beastie here. Now, if you've read the listing already, you'll know that this boat just had a brand new Yanmar 4JH110 installed. Now, originally, this House 46 had a 75 horsepower, which most of these boats came with. So this is a significant upgrade in power and offshore potential. And you can see some other special points here. is that this is a three alternator engine. So there are two house alternators on this boat, plus the engine alternator right there. Normally, these boats only had the two alternators, one for the house, one for the engine. So you have backup alternators here in case one were to go down offshore and it's like, oh God, what do I do? You know, I've got the generator, of course, which is also only a couple years old. That only has 250 hours on it. But now I have a brand new state of the art modern Ford GH 110. It's got 45 hours on it, not even yet. And now we've also have all the extra power very well installed. We've got our two max charge duos right there. So those are your ball motor regulators. Our Raycor fuel filters are right here. We've got the extra engine filters right there. And of course, new lighting, it's LED. It's really, really well set up. Let's go around to the side here and take a look. Oh, another thing to point out, I'm sorry. So the impeller on the Ford GH110, you can access from the front of the housing. On the older engines, it was behind the engine mount. Talk about breaking your wrist in order to change out an impeller. This is a much better setup. The MR finally got it right there. Go. We can see the starboard side there, so we can see your dipsticks right there. We can see that this mechanism here with the valves, that's a motor, that's an oil change pump. We can see the blinking green light right there. That is your NEMA 2000 connection to the electronics, so you can monitor all the engine data from your chart plot. It's really nice. That's the generator fuel filter. Of course, there's the generator as well. The generator housing was custom modified to allow it to come out easier. So instead of being in two pieces, it's in three. So it makes it much easier to get the housing off, which can, if you've ever done that in any boat, it can be a bit of a bear. Go back here, take a look at this. So there's a door on the opposite side as well to get to the generator, but there's your Fisher Panda 8000i. All that looks really, really clean. There's a look at the shaft seal, easy to get to. You got a dripless right there. That's your generator muffler. It's one of your couple of your seacocks right there. Everything's just really, really easy to get to. There's the back of the engine. All that's just, pristine. Of course, it's brand new. It should be. So this is a Hylas 46. As you can see going around it, that's very much different than other Hylas 46s out there. And this is a boat that was designed to go and do a circumnavigation. It was designed to go offshore, designed to do it safely and comfortably, and she has. For the two owners before the current one, she's done extensive travels. She's crossed the Pacific, she's circumnavigated, and she's come back smiling. And she's all ready to do it again, thanks to all the upgrades to the rigging, the sails, the engine, the generator, the batteries. You name it, it's been done. This boat's all set to go. Well, hey out there, everyone. So, thank you for joining me on the tour of Southern Cross today. And I thought I'd do my closing here under the Dodger because this is really one of the first things you see when you come to the boat is this Dodger because it's so unique and so wonderfully done. Uh, this is a very special Hylas 46. They built about 75 of these boats from 1995 until 2021. So, having such a long history of semi-custom boats. There's a lot of these boats out there in various different configurations. Um, this one, in my opinion, is the most unique Hylas 46 that Queen Long has ever done because all the custom features that were done from the factory. It was a very knowledgeable owner who ordered this boat with the purpose of cruising the South Pacific and he wanted a boat that could do it safely and quickly. If you've ever been in the South Pacific or you've ever looked at the map, it's a much larger ocean than the Atlantic. Your sailing time from place to place can be much, much longer than in the Atlantic Ocean. So being able to get there quickly, safely, outrunning weather when it pops up is really needed. And so the sail plan that's on this boat was designed for let's do it safely. Let's do it from the cockpit. Let's have every tool we can use to get us there. Everything from the code zero on a titanium pole back to the Genoa, back to a redone staysail that now it's actually can be used as a working jib and as a storm sail. And the protection in the cockpit here for the owners. This is a boat that you would be very, very comfortable cruising offshore to any imaginable destination. And that's what these boats were built for. The majority of them, haven't done that because most owners are not looking to go that kind of distance. They go down to the Caribbean, maybe they cross over to the Med. That's what about 90% of the owners of these boats do. But the boat is fully capable of going further with the right configuration. This boat has it. The upgrades that have been done in the past few years, especially in the past 6 months, are just phenomenal. This is only a 2004 Hylas 46, essentially by hull number. You look at everything else that's been done in the listing, and this is essentially as new of a Hylas 46 as you can get on the market today. So I invite you to come down and look at Southern Cross. You will not be disappointed. If you have any questions, please feel free to call or write. My cell phone is 410-279-3027, and my email is Erik, ERIK, @davidwaltersyachts.com.